everybody. I'm Erica Galindo with Sonoma Christian Home TV, and I'm here today with actress Patricia Heaton, two-time Emmy Award winner, star of Everyone Loves Raymond, and now the co-producer and star of Mom's Night Out. How are you, Patricia?
I'm good. I'm also currently on an ABC show called The Middle.
And The Middle.
Yes.
I can't forget that. That's right.
I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't mention that.
Absolutely. Well, we love your work, and we're
you.
just so excited about Mom's Night Out. So tell us about this movie. I understand that you did some research of what it's like to be a pastor's wife.
Yeah,
what was that like?
I play Sandra, a pastor's wife in the movie, and when I read the original script, there wasn't a lot there in that character, and so I started to do some research, and I found that the word that most pastors' wives use to describe themselves and their lives was lonely.
Oh.
I know, it's heartbreaking, right?
It is.
And but you understand that if you're in that position and all your friends come from the church, then it's hard to really let your hair down and sort of expose maybe issues you're having in your marriage or with your children, because here's the guy you're talking about is heading this church.
Sure.
So it's very hard for them to find someone that they can confide in. However, everyone in the church always comes to the pastor's wife as their confidant. So she takes on a lot of people's burdens, but is not able to unburden herself to others. So I found that was a really interesting dynamic for her to be dealing with. And I also, know that they feel like they have to maintain a certain facade, perhaps, and sort of a reputation to protect their family. And I thought it would be interesting for this character, Sandra, to have something that she didn't feel like she could let anybody know. And so we kind of added that into the script, and it's ended up being a really fun character to play.
Mom, slow down.
Walk with me, Zoe. Just walk and talk.
But Mom, you're like the fastest person on earth.
This is Sandra. My catcher in the rye, my crutch, my Dr. Phil, Oprah, and Gandalf all rolled into one ball of goodness.
Good morning. Somebody has a birthday, right? Nice to see you. Hey, did you get that recipe I sent? Oh, good, good. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for coming.
Yet.
Hey, Allie, hey. Oh, you having a rough morning?
Sandra, just tell me it's all gonna be okay.
It's all gonna be okay. Just give it 5 years. It'll be
Years?
7 or 5. Do you want me to help you with the kids?
Brandon! Buddy, what are you doing? No.
Do you need some help?
No, I have come this far. I am going to finish this.
Okay.
Let's go. This way, around.
Good
Let's go.
morning, y'all. How is everyone?
Great. We've heard back from a lot of pastors' wives saying, you really caught it. You really understand what it is that we go through. So I feel good that I feel like they feel well portrayed and supported by the portrayal.
Oh, I think that's amazing, because I do know several pastors' wives, and I have heard that inner cry of the heart that it can feel lonely. So we're excited to watch your role in this film.
Thank you.
And you in real life, so you are a mom of 4 boys.
Yes.
That is so awesome.
Yeah.
How important is humor in a healthy family life with 4 boys?
Humor is really huge in marriage, I think. If we're into, I guess, our 23rd year of marriage, and you really have to be able to diffuse tense situations. And I think maybe because I do a lot of comedy, is that's one of the best ways to diffuse. Maybe an argument you're having is with a joke. And our kids see us do that. And I think it's important for the kids to see their parents model how to be in relationship. And that doesn't mean you always get along, but even when you disagree, you have to learn how to treat each other with respect.
Yes.
And there has to be compromise.
Yeah.
And there has to be acceptance.
Yeah.
So it's a
funny
tough
to hear
one.
you say that, because that is actually, I think, one of the biggest blessings in my marriage is humor. And it's just a sweet, sweet moment when you have that conflict and you can just say something just that maybe it's just a personal joke between the two of you, and just maybe just kind of knocks them down and makes them laugh.
Right,
and then you end up just kind of reconnecting.
My husband is British. He plays the cab driver in Mom's Night Out, the British cab driver. But there's a comedy sketch from England where a guy's dog is barking, and as the guy is trying to have a conversation, he keeps turning to the dog and going, "Shut it! Shut it!" So when I'm yakking and yakking at my husband, he'll turn around and go, "Shut it!" And it always makes me laugh. So it's that kind of stuff. Yeah.
It is that kind of stuff. It's so great. So tell us a little bit, what's the difference? What's it like between filming a television series and doing a feature-length film? What is the work like? How is it different?
Well,
for you personally?
I mean, the main difference is that I have to leave my family and go on this location for a few weeks. And fortunately, my boys are at a stage, they're 15, 16, 18, and 20, so one of them's out of the house already. So it's not so traumatic for me or for them to be away for a couple weeks. But, actually, in filming The Middle is a single camera show for ABC. So the filming is very similar to filming a feature film, in that you work very long hours and you shoot everything out of order. So you have to kind of, in your mind, know where your character is emotionally in any given scene so that you can pick it up as you're filming it. And so it's it's the very long hours that I think are trying. And when I took on this project, for some reason it didn't occur to me that the movie called Mom's Night Out would be shot mostly at night. I don't know why I missed that, but I found myself in the parking lot of Piggly Wiggly's in Birmingham, Alabama at 4 in the morning, and I thought to myself, I'm way too old to be doing this.
Oh, that's hilarious.
But it all turned out great, and it's just kind of what you have to do. You kind of suck it up for a few weeks and, stick your nose to the grindstone, and it's all good.
Oh, my goodness. So what's the key to balancing family life and a career in television and movies?
You probably never feel like you get it right, and you have to keep checking in. So you think you're doing fine, and then you find you're kind of getting further and further from the balance that you were hoping to have, and so you have to kind of bring it back again. So it's just kind of a matter of checking in a lot. And I think you have to be careful about not beating yourself up. There's no perfect way to do things. I think this movie is a lot about not aiming for perfection, but really going for appreciation of what you have in a family and in a marriage, and just being appreciative of it.
There is such a huge buzz about this movie. People are so excited. They're saying that it's so positive and so encouraging, that their audiences are coming out and just feeling really super uplifted and positive about life. Can you, in a nutshell, kind of describe what it is about this movie that you think is giving audiences so much encouragement?
I think comedy is such a great way to, I don't want to say send a message, but sort of portray people's lives to them in a way that they appreciate, they understand, but it doesn't bring them down. Sometimes something can feel too close to home, but when you're doing it with comedy and you have good writing, good acting, good editing, people can see their lives portrayed and just appreciate it and have a laugh and feel uplifted by it. So I think for me, I just think comedy is a great way to, number one, I think entertain. You just have to be entertaining. People are Monday through Friday, they're working hard, Sure. It's tough out there, they're tired. When they're going to pay money for gas and parking and popcorn and movie theater tickets and a babysitter, they want to go in and laugh and have a good time and come out feeling great. So I think that's what this movie's about.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing. And then tell us a little bit about what it was like for you being the co-producer on the film. You're really basically putting your signature on a movie when you're producing like this in a different way than as an actress.
Right.
And tell me just how you were inspired to do this particular film.
I think being a co-producer allowed my husband, David Hunt, and I to sort of get in there with the script. There were difficulties with some of the drafts that we saw. For instance, as I said before, sort of filling out my character a little bit more. And so being a co-producer enables us to really get our hands in there in the dough and sort of knead it, and prep it. And my husband and I developed lots of things. We were producers on a movie called Amazing Grace about William Wilberforce. So we have some experience doing it. I have a lot of experience in comedy. And so it was really nice to be a little more active in the whole picture as opposed to just showing up as an actor. I mean, the flip side of that is now you're responsible for the picture in a way that you aren't if you're only acting in it. So it's a little bit scary. You are putting yourself on the line and really just saying, okay, this is our work and we're putting it out there and we hope you love it. So it's a little bit scary, and I was really pleased, though, with the way this came out.
Well, it's obviously your instincts were right on the money. Everyone is excited about this film. How do your kids respond when they're watching you on a show or in a film?
They laugh, thankfully. So they're a tough critic, and
are they?
Yes, and my boys watched. My boys are teen boys. I don't think that they're really the target audience for this film, and yet they laughed out loud. And so there's oftentimes you'll watch a comedy and you think it's funny, but you're going like, or in your mind you're thinking, that's funny. So it's tough to get somebody to just burst out laughing. So when that happens, especially with a teenage boy, then I feel like, we've done something right.
You really got it right.
Yes.
Wow, that's fantastic. Well, just tell us a little bit about looking forward. What's ahead for Patricia Heaton?
Well, I have another year, hopefully, of doing The Middle for ABC, promoting this movie. I have my third son, who's 16. We're looking for colleges for him.
Oh,
so I have a lot on the home front on my plate. So, when you talked about the juggling act and the balancing act, it's a constant issue that I deal with in my life, and you just gotta, you gotta keep doing your best. I think that's what Mom's Night Out is about, just doing your best.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're so excited to see the movie. So the movie Mom's Night Out is going to be releasing in theaters Mother's Day weekend on May 9th. I want all of our viewers to take your families, all your friends, make sure you go out to check it out, the movie. You will be so blessed, and tell all your friends, and you can watch the movie trailer on SonomaChristianHome.com. Patricia, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
It's so great to see you, and congratulations on the film.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time. God bless you guys.